Hello and welcome to the Media News and Voice of the People TV. I am Fina Okechukwu. The headlines. Tinubu hails INEC, congratulates by-election winners in 12 states. APC credits by-election win to Tinubu's leadership. ADC criticizes by-elections, blames Tinubu for democratic decline. Akpabio returns to Debunks health concerns. 10 rescued, 40 feared dead in Sokoto boat mishap. 62 kidnapped victims escaped after Air Force raid in Katsina. In business, NBS declares Yobe as most affordable state. In sports, D Tigers beat Cameroon to reach quarterfinals. And in the world of entertainment, Sango Festival gets UNESCO World Heritage status. Now in the news and details. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated all the winners of Saturday's by-elections in 16 constituencies across 12 states. Presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga disclosed in a statement that President Bola Tinubu commended the Independent National Electoral Commission for conducting hitch-free elections, largely free of violence. President Tinubu also congratulated the new APC National Chairman, Netawa Yulwadat, on what he described as empathic first victory under his leadership. He praised APC governors and other party leaders for their role in the success of the by-elections. The president further commended all political parties and candidates who took part in the exercise, urging them to remain guided by the spirit of sportsmanship and fairness. Values, he said, are essential for a thriving democracy. The All Progressives Congress has thanked Nigerians for their support following the party's sweeping victory in Saturday's legislative by-elections held across 12 states. In a statement from Abuja, APC National Publicity Secretary Felix Morka said the triumph reflects the people's endorsement of President Bola Tinubu's leadership. Morka commended President Tinubu and party leaders for ensuring a level playing field in contest. He also praised the progressive governors and their forum and party members and supporters for what he called their sacrificial effort towards the APC's victory. The APC spokesman further applauded INEC for its conduct of the elections and hailed security agencies for maintaining peace and order despite reports of violence and voter suppression in some districts. Meanwhile, the African Democratic Congress says Saturday's by-election shows that democracy is in decline under President Bola Tinubu's administration. In a statement, ADC Interim National Publicity Secretary Bolaji Abdullahi alleged that the polls were marred by violence, vote buying, manipulation and other irregularities. He described the exercise as a dress rehearsal for the 2027 general elections, warning that it reflected how far, in his word, the system has been corrupted against the will of the people. Abdullahi explained that the ADC did not field candidates in the most of the constituencies, adding that the party's performance should not be seen as a measure of the strength of the opposition coalition. He also called on INEC to investigate what he termed brazen irregularities and to sanction any compromised officials. In the same vein, the Labour Party has condemned the conduct of Saturday's by-election across 16 states, describing the exercise as a major setback for Nigeria's democracy. In a statement, Ken Asogo, senior special advisor on media to the acting national chairman, Senator Nenadi Usman, accused INEC of presiding over polls marked by vote buying, violence and a lack of transparency. The party said the elections fell short of acceptable democratic standards and amounted to what it called a mockery of democracy. It cited report of voter intimidation, vote buying and logistical lapses in states including Kaduna, Anambra, Ogun, Oyo and Kano. The Labour Party is now calling for urgent electoral reforms and stronger oversight, warning that failure to act could undermine the credibility of the 2027 general elections. In Zamfara State, The People's Democratic Party, PDP, and the All Progressives Congress, APC, are trading accusation over alleged irregularities in the Kaura Namoda South by-election. PDP State Chairman Jamil Magayaki expressed satisfaction with vote turnout and orderly conduct during the exercise, but he alleged that the APC officials working with some security operatives disrupted the process and chased PDP officials and members from polling units in Sakajiki and Kiyambarawa. Magayaki further claimed that the security personnel aided APC officials in manipulating the vote, leaving PDP supporters disenfranchised in several areas. On its part, APC Publicity Secretary Yusuf Idris accused the PDP of using thugs and community protection guards to destabilize the poll. Idris praised voters for their resilience despite what he described as hostile conditions. He alleged that the ruling party deployed unlawful mercenaries to intimidate voters, but expressed confidence that INEC will resist manipulation and uphold the integrity of the results. He urged APC members and supporters to remain calm while awaiting INEC's final decisions. Former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi is urging Nigerians to take voter registration and PVC collection seriously, describing the permanent voter card as the strongest tool for building a new Nigeria. In a message on his official X handle, Obi stressed that the PVC is the voice of the voiceless, the shield of the weak, and the weapon of poor against injustice and bad leadership. He warned Nigerians against selling their votes, insisting that politicians who buy votes are only investing in corruption and looting of public funds, emphasizing that the people to change Nigeria lies in the hands of citizens. As Voice of the People TV, we also chime in on a voice to tell Nigerians the importance of getting their voter's card, noting that without a voter's card, you will be disenfranchising yourself from casting your vote. Make it while the sun shines. Away from that, another development, Senate President Godswill Akpabio has returned to Nigeria after what his media office described as a short vacation in London. On arrival at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja this morning, Akpabio dismissed social media reports that he was critically ill and hospitalized abroad, calling the claims a product of sheer imagination. The Senate President was received at the presidential wing of the airport by senators, aides, and supporters. But before his vacation, Akpabio attended the 6th World Conference of Speakers of Parliament in Geneva, Switzerland from July 29 to 31. He said the Nigerian delegation played a prominent role at the conference, advocating for stronger democratic governance and better collaboration between arms of government. Akpabio assured Nigerians that parliamentary business will be in full swing once the full National Assembly reconvenes. This report says that the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has called on Senate President Godswill Akpabio and House Speaker Tajuddin Abbas to refer bribery allegations in the National Assembly to anti-corrupt agencies. The group urged board leaders to identify anyone involved in a large scheme and ensure the recovery of illicit funds. It also called for the protection of whistleblowers Ibrahim Ayo, the lawmaker who raised the alarm. In a viral video recorded in Hausa, Ayo claimed that lawmakers pay between 1 and 3 million naira to present bills, motions, and petitions. In an open letter signed by his deputy director, Kolawole Oluwadare, SERAP described the allegation as a grave violation of public trust and lawmakers' oath of office. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has asked Ayo to provide evidence of his claim. House spokesman Akin Rotimi said the lawmaker could face the ethics panel if he fails to substantiate his allegations. On a sad note, Sokoto State was plunged into a grief after a passenger boat capsized in Kojiyo Ward, Goronyo local government area, leaving many feared dead and several others missing. The boat, which was transporting dozens of residents across the river, went under midway through the journey, resulting in casualties. The tragedy reportedly claimed several lives, while many passengers remain unaccounted for as search and rescue operations continued late into the day. Confirming the incident, National Emergency Management Agency Sokoto Operation Office said it has deployed its response team to support ongoing rescue operations. NEMA said its Director General, Zubaida Umar, immediately activated the agency's response after receiving a report that a boat conveying over 50 passengers to Goroyo Market had capsized. Elsewhere, 62 people kidnapped by armed bandits in northwest Nigeria have escaped after an airstrike on their capital's camp. Officials say the Nigerian Air Force targeted the hideout of notorious bandit leader Muhammadu Fulani in Jigawa, Sawai, Damamusa local government area of Katsina State near the Zamfara border. Katsina State Commissioner for Internal Security, Nasiru Muazu, said the Saturday evening raid forced the bandits to flee, giving their captives a chance to break free. 12 of the victims are receiving treatment at Matauzu General Hospital, while 16 others are being held at an Army Forward Operating Base in Kaiga, Malamai. Survivors told officials that the bandits fled the disarray during the raid, allowing dozens of hostages to scatter in different directions. Most of the victims had been abducted on 11 August during a night attack at Sayaya village in Matazu. You're still watching the Media News on Voice of the People television, and it's time for the Media News analysis. And joining us to help make sense of today's Media News is Barrister Darlington Agomo, VOPTV in-house political analyst, and will be joined virtually by Oguntola Sunday Ayomide, who is also the president of Take It Back Movement, the student wing. Okay, good afternoon, Barrister Darlington.
Good afternoon, Fina. How are you?
I'm good. Good to have you join today's Media News.
My pleasure.
All right, interestingly, let's start off from this particular story, which also was made available by the military today, talking about how 62 kidnapped victims escaped after an Air Force raid in Katsina State. Suppose that we what the NSA told Nigerians today about how Nigeria have been able to capture two notorious, terrorist kingpin that also have an affiliate with Al-Qaeda. What do you have to say about this particular story, please?
Fina, look, they should keep these stories and news to themselves.
Why do you say so, please?
I'm telling you, in fact, I don't want to hear their news again because it is very saddening. Told you Bello that is under their nose here. Have they arrested him? Told you Bello, who have committed more, in fact, I can't even describe what that man have done to the people of Zamfara and all that. Under their nose, yeah, they are having meeting with him. They are negotiating with him. They have not arrested him. But they are telling us people from Al-Qaeda and all that they arrested. Can you just imagine? What kind of double standard is this?
We are looking for terrorists. Isn't that an applaudable move to make the world understand that people who happen to be on a global watch list were being nabbed in Nigeria?
The one under their nose, let them pick him. Fina, let them pick Itoju Bello and then parade him.
Are you saying that this is more like a political statement?
I don't know what they are doing. I don't know what our military are doing. In fact, as of today, I told you I don't want to hear their news. They have insulted our intelligence. How can you tell me you are looking for terrorist kingpin? Meanwhile, Itoju Bello is under your nose. You are eating and dining with him. You can't pick him up. You can't. Tomorrow night, the man will strike somewhere in Sokoto or Zamfara, and you come and you are looking for. Can you just imagine? Do you know that 2 days after those clerics went to meet Itoju Bello, the Nigerian military came out and said that they are looking for Itoju Bello? What kind of insult is that? The Nigerian military came and told us they are still looking for Itoju Bello. Meanwhile, you people are aware when clerics went to go and meet him, in his den, and they were negotiating with him, he will return some arms and keep some. He will return some captured these victims and return some. And you people are watching. You saw the meeting going on and you didn't talk. You come out to tell me that you are looking for Itoju Bello. Please let them tell us another thing.
So you're, in other words, you're saying that people who actually regained their freedom from the airstrike that was carried out in Katsina State at this point in time, that you're not happy about it, or let me get your opinion on it, please.
They have done well, though. They have done well. They have done well. Let the Nigerian military come and tell me that for 15 years now they are still fighting terrorism in Nigeria.
But Barrister, this country is not the only country having issue of insecurity.
Are you serious?
Yes, we have to take it back to other countries in Africa where we have issue of terrorism too. It also happens sometime on the soil of America. So are you saying that the approach that people are putting, the military is putting at this point in time,
so the one that happened in America, how many days did they last? Or how many weeks or months did they last in America?
For so long.
For so long, I don't know. So terrorists were operating American soil for so long.
How many years did it take them for Osama bin Laden to be taken out of Barrister?
Hold on, now please listen very well. Listen. Fine, you are trying to defend the military, but you are doing it poorly.
How do you mean,
terrorists are Al-Qaeda. The terrorists are Osama bin Laden was hibernating somewhere in Pakistan. Atababad or what? American security had to go and fish him out from even outside America.
And yet they were able to penetrate America to bomb a tower, to bomb a city, to bomb a mall.
What happened? Hold on. Get what? Look, if a security breach happened once, are you now tighten up
with the sophisticated nature of the arms and ammunition that America have, Barrister, isn't it more like, saying that something like that, if something like that can happen in American soil, how sophisticated is Nigeria, which actually still depend on America to buy tools, to buy ammunition, to buy guns and weapons to fight insecurity at this point in time?
You are still insisting. Help me understand this thing. When 9/11 happened, how long did it take America to recover and swore that it will never happen again?
Barrister, on this table again, how many years of independence does America have, and how many years of independence is Nigeria, or has Nigeria experienced at this point in time? Is it fair for us to sit down and and try to strike a balance, or find a way to say we are trying to talk about America in one breath and then Nigeria in another breath?
Fina, what is happening in Nigeria is unthinkable. It is what? Unthinkable. Nigeria has become so bad that political parties in Nigeria now are regarded as terrorist organizations.
That's just a court in Canada, which is still in contention.
It's going to spread.
On enormous still in contention,
Barrister. During election. Do you know that all of us have become terrorists here now? Are you aware?
So are you a terrorist? Are you saying you're a terrorist?
That is what the outside world, that's how they look at you.
No, but the thing is, if you're saying everybody now is becoming a terrorist, I have to ask you, because you're a Nigerian, are you a terrorist?
I said when I get outside here, I don't know how they will look at me.
So when you step outside, now if you're going to Canada, now you're a terrorist.
If a political party, the major political party in Nigeria can be alleged to be terrorist organization, what else is remaining?
I needed to ask, the last time I checked, I'm not a terrorist.
When you conduct your election, do you conduct election like a human being? Please answer me. Is the election not characterized by violence, brigandage, killings? Tell me that terrorists are operating on American soil up to tomorrow, or any other Western world. I mean, in their own soil, not outside though, in their own soil. So the comparison you are trying to make here, I don't buy it. A country that wants to look forward, they don't allow terrorists in their soil for one day. I mean, one day. But here, these people are with us. We are negotiating with them.
No, but I just asked a question. How fair are we to judge a nation that have enjoyed independence for over let's say 3 centuries or thereabouts, and they're talking about a country which actually is just 60-something years, gained independence 60-something years ago.
Please,
that's what I was just asking.
I want to ask you a question. In the whole of West Africa and even Africa, mention any other country in this whole continent that terrorists have been harassed like Nigeria. I mean, one country.
Barrister, you know better than that. We have countries who are having issues of insecurity, who are having issues of terrorism.
How bad is it that 7 terrorists?
It is very bad. It is very bad that from what we are getting, some people have actually left. Drones of persons have. We have mass exodus of people leaving their, ancestral home to other places because of issue of insecurity in Africa.
Which country is that?
A whole lot of them.
No, mention.
I asked the question on the table, Barrister.
You are the one telling me.
We have Tell me
that country. Hold on, that terrorists from the Sahel came into their country, sacked an entire village and occupied that place, renamed it. and they are sitting there. Mention that country, please. I want to know. Mention the country.
Barrister, I know you know the countries.
I don't know. That's why I said, tell me, this
as
is
the case may be, I ask the questions, Barrister, we analyze it, you analyze it. I'm not defending anything. I'm asking a question about my nation, your nation.
Have you forgot you are the giant of Africa?
I am asking questions, Barrister. I'm not defending.
Why must something like that even happen in your country and you claim to be giant of Africa?
That is why I asked you that when you're talking about why must something like this happen in Nigeria, I also reminded you of what happened in US some time ago, where something happened too. So if a great nation, a country as big, as sophisticated as America could experience such, Barrister, why then is it that we're being so uptight when it gets to Nigeria?
What happened in America was a mistake, and Americans said it will never happen again.
It was a mistake, but it happened there?
No, in your own case, for 15 years now, 15 good years, you have spent over 22 trillion naira fighting ragtag rascals who call themselves terrorists. Can it happen in American soil? That's my question. American soil. The terrorists you are talking about, they came in, they flew inside the plane,
and
they were not operating on American soil.
And they carried out their activities on American
they came
soil.
From outside.
And carried out their activities on where?
I said they came from outside.
On this particular case, the NSA also and even the military have made Nigerians understand that the people attacking Nigeria are not Nigerians, they're foreigners.
Really?
So they came into But anyway, Barrister, away from that, let's look at the allegation of bribery, which was raised. Bribery, which was raised by a member of the House of Representatives in a house where we're getting to hear that for a bill to pass, you have to pay 1 million to 3 million naira for a motion to come in even a bill to pass in the House. Please help us walk around this, given the fact that this present administration have a mantra that says we are here to fight corruption. And there's no sacred goat, no sacred cow.
Tina, as long as the head is corrupt, the entire body is equally gone. When a fish want to decay, it starts from the head. How can you say that place is free of corruption when Akpabio is the Senate president? Or are you not aware how Akpabio became what he is there? Hold on. Somebody is serving jail time now on behalf of Akpabio. How do you describe it? When something is obvious and very clear, you don't need to force it. Akpabio and his fellow traveler can talk and defend whatever. The bad name he has created will be haunting them. So this 3 billion, that is a peanut now. What is 3 billion? If that's the only corruption case in that country, I won't even bother. So that one is just like a peanut compared to what is going on there. Why should I be surprised? No, hold on. Why should I? Is there any budget that has passed there without something exchanging hands? Tell me. Were you not here when Nigi said what he said? What happened after that? So I am not surprised. So whenever a corruption case is mentioned in that assembly, I will not even bother to think about it because I know it is obvious. That is what they are there for. And that's why Nigeria is like this. If they have been doing the legislative duty according to the arm of government they represent, they should be checkmating the executive, but they are not. They are not. That is why the executive is acting like a loose cannon, borrowing money, spending recklessly, doing things as if the other arms of government does not matter. And they are there, calling themselves legislators. So we don't have any. We don't have any legislature in you and your fellow travelers.
So you're saying, in other words, that this particular report and the demand from the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, calling on the Senate president is not going to yield any fruit?
It will not. The other one they called for, did it yield any fruit? They won't bother. They will tell you we are investigating until their kingdom come, investigating. So that house has become a house of infamy. That Senate, they say is hallowed chamber. No, it's no longer hallowed chamber. It has become a house of infamy. Because all manner of things has happened there. All manner. I cannot pinpoint one single thing that has have done for Nigerians that to say, yes, these people, they are working for Nigerians.
No,
rather, they are singing somebody's mandate.
Barrister, now, this particular statement made by this House of Representatives member, according to what we're getting, the House spokesman, Akin Rotimi, have also demanded that this lawmaker should provide evidence. to substantiate his claim.
Do you?
So are we? No, but he's yet to give Nigerians evidence, in line with what he's saying, Barrister. So you're not thinking that this might be a politically motivated statement?
No, it can't be. Listen very well.
Okay, go ahead.
I have never seen anybody in the whole wide world who gives evidence of bribery. Bribery, you don't provide evidence for bribery. You don't. It's like you bribe somebody, you say you bring evidence. Is there any receipt?
But Otodola could do that in Nigeria.
Is there one?
We had one particular one in Nigeria who also made that happen.
It was a sting operation. They used him to get that Farouk. Okay, the man that offered the bribe, where is he? Did he serve Gentam? Fina, the man that offered the bribe to Farouk, did he serve Gentam too, or was he not indicted? Was Otodola not indicted? What happened to him? Did he go to jail? Please talk another thing, Jare. Look at this young man.
Away from that story, Barrister Darlington, we have just yesterday, on Saturday, not yesterday, yesterday was Sunday, 16 states conducted their by-election. And then from what we learned, some people were angry over that particular election. Some were saying that it's been marred with so much irregularities. We have the issue of the beavers not working. And then some also accuse APC of vote buying at this point in time. What do you have to say about this? Because some were saying that a particular party was saying that their members have been disenfranchised. They didn't let them vote and all that. What do you have to say about this now? Looking at the fact that we have a very strong election coming up in 2027.
Fina, if this opposition are not ready to contest this election in 2027, they should as well close shop and go home. Enough of talking while APC is having their way. What stops them from mixing it up with APC at the polling unit, at the point of election, at the point of voting? Why can't they be so? No, APC, you see this, it's not going to happen here today. Gather yourselves. Is that not what we have been advocating? If they will start crying foul after the horse has escaped, they now think of closing the barn door. Why not tell APC, we are going to die here today. You cannot rig this election. You can't do this. Scatter everywhere. Let me see how the election will go on.
Barrister, how possible do you think that will be? We learned in Ogun State. We learned in Ogun State that INEC officials were arrested, also because they decided to go on to manipulate the result. So what happens? At what point is it that these election results have been manipulated? Is it at the polling unit or when it gets to the INEC office?
No, it is at the collation center. After the voting, you insist that your election, the election result, the sheet where they wrote it, the paper, that it is authenticated before it leaves that polling unit, so that whatever happen later, you can use it to compare notes.
Just suppose that is what happened in 2023 election, where after Lagos election, they were collating the results within the INEC office and every other place, and we saw where the returning officer gave a different figure from what was collated. It took a single woman to come up to say, no, this was not what I presented. But in the paper that they have, it's very obvious that the figures actually have been altered. So are you still going to blame the people that go out to cast their vote, or the people that were there at the polling unit to do the stuff, or the people that penned down the last
if your property was stolen, and you now discover the person that stole the property, and you could not confront him or even go to court to challenge him with empirical evidence that, look, this is my property, this is the evidence, this and that, then you shouldn't blame me. You are the one that allowed the person to be enjoying the loot. So what did the opposition do? Did they react? Did they challenge it? Did they even protest? So what are you now saying? The opposition has been very, very lackadaisical about this thing. APC have told you how they get their winning streak. Instead of you to join them and say, okay, if that is it, you want to snatch, grab and run with it. We too, we want to snap, grab and run with it. So if you are not ready to meet them at the battleground, then keep quiet.
Most election face such.
Well, if that is the only thing that will resolve the issue, no problem. I have been telling you here, look, we have allowed APC, so why are you complaining?
So you're saying that we should go the way of violence for us to get?
What is violence? No, if I say bring that in your word is my own, is that violence? No, tell me. You want to manipulate the election in my presence at the polling unit. I said no, you can't do that. What is violence there? I'm only saying don't do this thing. So if you don't have the boss, if you don't have the what do you call it, the power, the force to confront your enemy, why are you complaining? He will always get away with whatever he wants to do. Yes. And if you are not ready, then sit at home and stop disturbing us that they did it, they did that. You were there when they did it, you kept quiet. Gather yourself. You see that this thing cannot happen. It will not happen. If police want to arrest, they should arrest everybody now. Carry everybody to the police, including our neck staff. Let all of us go to the police station and write statement. You allow them, after they have finished what they are doing, you now come back to complain. What are you complaining
now, Barrister,
for?
how then do we differentiate someone who is civil and someone who is more like a thought or who is indulging in thuggery, running things now? Because, if we were to say Nigerians should do this, Nigerians should do that, and this actually is one thing that we all are actually talking against. I'm talking about people who are in one way or another disenfranchising others because they think that they have what it takes to do that. Now, where then would there now lies the civil nature of humans?
Listen very well, Fina. Nobody is talking of violence. I'm only saying, you see this you want to do, you will not do it. What is violence there? Tell me. Hold on. No. Okay, is it not better for you to allow the person to get away with it? And then after you start complaining to me that they did it. Where were you when they were doing it?
With enough evidence, Barrister, being tendered, with enough evidence being tendered even within the judiciary, why then we didn't need to resort to, don't we know we have evidence to prove or to show at the court to say they did this, these are the infractions that they committed during the election?
From your experience, you have known what will happen in the court.
I don't know. You're a lawyer, so let's take it from
from your
there.
experience. So instead of disturbing the court, sort out your problem at the polling unit where it happened and leave the court alone. If you know you cannot provide evidence that will stand in court, then make sure it does not happen where you stand. That's what I'm saying.
When you say evidence that will not stand in court, but we know that the judiciary should be the hope of the common man. So are you saying that even when we have strong evidence, that the judiciary actually have decided not to be...
Your strong evidence may not be too strong in the court. That's what I'm telling you. In that of Edo State, gubernatorial election, you heard what the appeal court said, that even though there is evidence of overvoting in favor of Ogbebolo, that the man, the complainant, Igodalo, could not convince the court on how the overvoting came about. The court have already seen that there is overvoting. Final. Listen very well, though. They have seen it, but they say you should prove it beyond reasonable doubt that there is overvoting.
So what do you call that?
You that have seen it as a court, is it not enough for you to, based on what you have seen, to nullify that election? But you are not saying that the other party, maybe INEC could not give them all the material to prove their case, which is very, very obvious. Why can't you use that and they rule against the APC candidate? They refuse to do that. Meanwhile, there is evidence. So evidence of it's like you saw somebody who stole your property. You went to court. The court now said, since I've already started using it, why not allow him? That is exactly what it means. You are sure that yes, there's evidence, but you are telling the other man to come and prove it. What if what they needed to prove it is withheld by INEC?
Barrister, people are calling for electoral reform. Now, if you're to be the president of Nigeria, let's bring it to, if you're to be the president of Nigeria, what do you think you have to do differently at this point in time to make sure that all the irregularities we're seeing during our elections and every other thing that Nigerians have been complaining about for some time now will be mitigated or even reduced to the barest minimum?
If I give a marching order to the security agencies, nobody will mess up at the polling units. I'm not joking. I mean, marching order. Nobody. If you check this particular by-election, the violence was not much. At least some INEC staff were arrested. That is good news to me. But I will give a marching order that, look, the election must be free and fair. Nobody should be disturbed. I will give a marching that if you as a security agent under your watch, such nonsense happen, in fact, you have lost your job. Simple.
Okay, thank you.
You have lost your job.
Even when some persons will say they need to work for the people that appointed them to, man that umpire and all that.
No, I mean, the security agents are supposed to work for Nigeria, not for a political party.
Same way INEC supposed to work for Nigeria.
So yes, I will give the security agency because it is under their word that this thing happen.
Interesting point.
That is there, then why are you there?
Okay.
If in your presence all these atrocities are going, then why are you there as a security agent? Okay. There's no need.
There is a quick one before we move over. Akpabio returned back to Nigeria, debunking that he's not, when Nigerians are like he was not feeling too well, he's lying somewhere abroad and all. What do you have to say about this, about the fact that, a whole lot of persons, the other time it was the Minister of FCT, Nigerians were saying that he's this, he's that. Help us actually walk around all this happening,
Whenever a pregnancy has gotten to the 6 months, you can't hide it. You see, whatever you are hiding, eventually it will come to the fore, it will come to light. Abi, we are not bothered. It's only in Nigeria that such things can happen.
All right.
That people that are being paid with taxpayers' money, they will just disappear under the radar, and nobody will know where they went or what they are doing. And when they surface, they start telling you are lying, this or that. What kind of thing is that? I mean, what is if you fall sick? What is whatever about it? Is this a strange thing for somebody to fall sick at his age? Is it not expected that at one time or the other he go for medical checkup at his age? So why are you hiding it? Okay. It is because when people have committed so much that they are no longer in the heart of the people, they now become afraid. They become paranoid. Everything that passes is suspicion, superstition. I don't know what I'm saying now. These people that are after me, why are they after you? Because you have been leading well. That is it. When people are not in the good book of the people they govern, that is what happens, Fina.
All right, thank you so much.
They are never open to them. They are afraid of them.
Thank you, Barrister Darlington. Thank you so much for being part of today's Media News. This want of time, here is where we draw the curtain on the Media News analysis. And we've been talking and speaking with Barrister Darlington Agomo, VOPTV now as political analyst. Thank you so much once again.
It's my pleasure.
You're still watching the Media News and Voice of the People television. We'll go on a quick break, and when we'll come back, the rest of the news continues.
Is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being of an individual. It's the fundamental right of everyone to enjoy the highest attainable standard of health, without distinction of race, religion, or political belief. On VOP TV, we bring you Health Check, a show that x-rays different health issues and provides solutions with the help of experts in the medical field. Join us every Saturday, 2 p.m. on Health Check. Health Check on VOP TV. Your health, our priority.
Welcome back. It's still the Media News and Voice of the People television. Operation Safe Haven has handed over 222 small arms and light weapons recovered by its troop to the National Center for the Control of Small Arms. The weapons were presented in Jos Plateau State Capital by the commander of Operation Safe Haven, Major General Fulonsho Oyinlola, who also served as the General Officer commanding 3 Division of the Nigerian Army, Rukuba. He said the arms were seized during separate operations and explained that the handover was in line with the mandate of the center established by the federal government in 2021 to curb the circulation of illicit weapons. Major General Oyinlola urged Nigerians to support government effort to eradicate illegal arms and promote a safer, crime-free society. He also commended his troop for their dedication and called on them to remain resilient, professional and committed in the fight against insecurity. Here in Lagos, the State Environmental and Special Offences Unit says it has impounded 668 motorcycle and a commercial motorcycle popularly known as Okada in just 1 week. The chairman of the task force, CSP Adetayo Akerele, made this known in a statement issued by its unit spokesperson, Abdurrahim Badeyon. He said the week-long enforcement exercise was part of effort to enforce restrictions on Okada operations across the state and to rid Lagos of riders who continue to defy the ban on highway and restricted routes. The operation covered several areas including Ishaga, Balogun bus stop on Ijeshu-Ishaga Road, Ijegun roundabout, Iyaniba, Iyana Ishashi, Ibo Eleri, and Iyana School. Other locations included Volkswagen bus stop along the Lagos-Badagry Expressway, Kola bus stop on the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway, and adjoining restricted roads around the corridors. Now into the health matter. The African Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has commended Nigeria and several other African countries for their role in a clinical trial that led to the approval of the first malaria treatment for newborns and infants. In a statement, Africa CDC praised Nigeria's contribution to trials of the new infant-friendly Artemether lumefantrine, the first treatment designed for children weighing less than 5 kilograms. Africa CDC Director General Dr. Jane Kesaya described the breakthrough as a major step in the fight against malaria, saying it ensures that even the most vulnerable infants can now access safe and effective treatment. Until now, babies in the weight category had no approved malaria drugs, forcing health workers to modify doses meant for older children, a practice that often carried the risks of overdose and toxicity. The new formulation dissolves the breast milk and has a sweet flavor, making it easier to administer to newborns. Moving on to the business segment of the news bulletin, the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has ranked Yobe State as the most affordable state to live in and to commute from to other parts of the country. According to the Bureau's July 2025 report released in Damaturu, the state's lowest cost of living is tied to a drop of inflation from 13.5% to 11.43%, while food inflation fell from 17.9% in June to 15.1% in July. The report also credited the Yobe State Agricultural Empowerment Program for boosting productivity among more than 5,300 farmers, generating higher incomes by pushing last year's crop harvest into local markets. Launched by Vice President Kashim Shettima alongside Governor Maimana Buli, the program has also attracted youth and women into agriculture, helping to improve food security and create jobs in the state. Still in business, the Nigerian equities market closed last week on a negative note, breaking several weeks of sustained momentum. Broad-based losses across key sectors wiped out gains as overall market capitalization fell by 713 billion naira. The benchmark NGX All-Share Index slipped by 0.8% week on week, closing at 144,628 points, down from 145,755 points the previous week. Market capitalization started at 91.5 trillion naira, dragging the year-to-date return to 40.5% and highlighting the pressure on equities despite a relatively positive macroeconomic backdrop. Analysts say the downturn was driven by persistent sell pressure in the banking, consumer goods, oil and gas industry, industrial goods, and commodity sector. Investors also reacted cautiously to the July 2025 Consumer Price Index report, which showed inflation easing to 21.88% year-on-year, a development that cooled optimism but failed to spark stronger risk appetite. In sport, Nigeria's The Tigers have booked their spot in the quarterfinals of the 2025 AfroBasket in Angola after a 99-90 victory over Cameroon in their final Group B game on Sunday. The win means the Tigers finished top of the Group D, having defeated all three of their opponents. They had earlier recorded victories against defending champions Tunisia and Madagascar. Nigeria dominated the fourth, second and third quarters, while Cameroon edged the fourth. The Tigers will now face either Senegal or South Sudan in the quarterfinals, scheduled for August 20. All through the last 8 are hosts Angola and Egypt. Still in sports, Crisantos Uche was named man of the match after Getafe's 2-0 win over Celta Vigo in their La Liga clash. The Nigerian international delivered a standout performance, playing a decisive role in both goals. Just 2 minutes after the restart, he set up Andren Liso for the opener before sealing the victory himself with a strike 18 minutes from the time. Uche has now registered 4 goals and 6 assists in 33 league appearances for the Azulones this season. Moving on to the world of entertainment, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization has formally recognized the Sango Festival as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. The Minister of Art, Culture, Tourism and the Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, presented UNESCO's certificate of inscription to the Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Abimbola Owade I. The presentation took place during the grand finale of the 2025 World Sango Festival in Oyo State over the weekend. Musawa described the recognition as a major milestone for Nigeria's cultural heritage. She said it reflects the ministry's commitment to preserving tradition while promoting them as tool for diplomacy and sustainable tourism. Elsewhere in entertainment, American singer Sean Kingston has been sentenced to 3.5 years in prison for his role in a $1 million fraud scheme involving luxury goods. Kingston, whose real name is Kenson Paul Anderson, was convicted in March alongside his mother, Janice Turner, on charges of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 4 counts of wire fraud. Turner was sentenced last month to 5 years in prison. That is it on the midday news, but before we go, a quick look at the headlines. Tinubu hails INEC congratulates by-election winners in 12 states. We also told you that the APC credits a by-election win to Tinubu's leadership. ADC criticizes by-elections, blames Tinubu for democratic decline. Akpabio returns debunk health concern. Also on the news, 10 rescued, 40 feared dead in Sokoto boat mishap. 6 kidnapped victims escaped after Air Force raid in Katsina. And in business, we told you that MDS declares Yobe as most affordable states. In the world of sports, the Tigers beat Cameroon to reach quarterfinals. In entertainment, Sango Festival gets UNESCO World Heritage status. And that is it on the midday news. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People TV. And on all the social media platforms, we are VOP TV Live. Up next on our radar is the Spotlight Show with Precious. I am Fina Okechukwu. Good afternoon.